Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. In this episode I'm going to show you how to play Okey Dokey, a small card-laying game designed by Hisashi Hayashi, published by Tasty Minstrel Games. This is a cooperative game in which you have to arrange your cards following certain rules, and it is quite interesting and not very easy either. I've tried it 3 times and I've yet to beat the game. So let's open it up and have a look at what's in the box. The setup of Okey Dokey is as follows. You have 10 of these reset cards and you put 5 cards of them above each other in a column and 2 in each column or in each row. These are going to be rows over here. You've got 3 of these equal cards. That's basically the wild, or no, I should say it's an equal card, so it equals the last card played. And depending on how hard you want to make the game, you add 0, 1, 2 or 3. Obviously more of these makes it easier. And then the rest of the cards are these musician cards in the 5 different suits, the 5 different colors. And you shuffle all those and then you deal out cards to the players. So if you play solo, you'll get 10 cards. If you're with 2 players, you each get 7 cards. If you're 3 players, you get 6. 4 players get 5, and 5 players get 4 cards each. The rest is placed on a stack where the players can draw from. The goal of the game is to make a grid of 10 cards wide and 5 cards tall in all the 5 suits. And each suit has to be in one row, so it doesn't matter where you start that row, but if I start here with the 5 or with green, then this row is green, and you have the red and the orange, the purple and the blue suits, and so each gets its own row. And whenever you place a card, players have to place cards in one column first and fill up that column before they move on to the next column. And each subsequent card in the same suit needs to be higher, or of course one of these equal cards. So I could place an equal card here, or something that's higher than a 5. And whenever somebody can't play anything higher than a 5, so for example I have this card, well, you could obviously play something else, but if you really want to play, or must play over there, you could take one of these reset cards and place them over there, and then basically you can start from the lowest value over again, so with a 1, if that's still available. What you can do is place this if that column already has a reset card. So there can only be 1 reset card in each column. And additionally, each column must have 1 of these cards, because there's 10 of these, and as you're making 10 rows, or 10 columns in 5 rows, then each column should have 1 of these. So there is 1 suit that is going to have to start with a reset card. So on your turn, you can do one of 3 things. You can either place a musician card in the current column, or you can play an equal card in the current column, or a reset card. If you are not able to place a card in the current column, then everybody loses the game. So you have to work together in order to accomplish finishing the game, but there's a couple of things that you can and cannot do. So when you're talking to each other, you can't show your hand and just discuss what you have. You can also not say or give hints about the values of the cards in your hand, but you may reveal how many cards you have of one suit. So you could say, well, I've got 3 greens, or 3 orange, or whatever. You may suggest a suit that you would like to play on your turn, and you can also say, oh, I'd like to play a reset card for a particular suit on my next go. Every time you place a card, you draw 1 card back to your hand, and every time you play a equal card, you may choose to discard 1 of the cards on your hand, put it underneath the deck and draw a new one. So if your chances are low, you could play an equal card and then see if you can go through the deck and find something better. Once the entire deck here runs out, play still continues, but players will be unable to draw any more cards. And if you have no more cards in your hand on your turn, you will not be able to carry out an action, but then the game doesn't end. It just skips you. Basically, you skip your turn and the other players continue until the game ends. So, to give an example, let's say I've got a couple of cards in my hand. I'll just take these for now. And let's say we're in a, how many players? Let's say we're in a 3-player game. Then I have 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put a, no, well, 6 then. Okay. So these are my cards. Well, I have a couple of low cards here, so that's always good to start with. So I could say, for example, well, I'd really like to start with the blue suit. And then when it's my turn, I could simply put that here. So that's fine. Then another player perhaps plays a card. Well, it's not a very good card. Maybe he's something lower. No, he's got very bad cards. So he's going to play an orange 6 over there. People are going to groan. And another player will play, well, had this one. So he could have said, I really want to play orange, and then that player wouldn't have. So that's an option. So perhaps somebody plays the green one. Then it's my turn again. So I would like to play that one later, but I can't because I need to finish the column first. Purple hasn't been played yet. So I could say, well, I can either play the purple suit, or I could play the reset card if somebody else really wants to play purple on the next turn, you know, should they have the 1, for example. So, but I'm gonna play this one, and then the next player has no choice and has to play this reset card because that column doesn't have one yet. So then again the next player, and you just go on clockwise like that, except in a 5-player game. When you're in a 5-player game, then the player who places the last card in the column gets to go right away again as the first player. Next it's my turn. I could say, well, I would really want to play the green suit next, you know, indicating that I probably have something very low to put there. So you know, I could place the 2 over there, which is good. Then another player, well, he has the red 1, and the red is the only suit that isn't played yet and has been reset, so he could play that there. It's very handy. Then the third player, let's see. Yep, he's gonna play this card. And then it's my turn again. Well, I don't have a whole lot of, you know, I can't play these anymore. So I'd have to play this one, which is bad. Although, you know, we could reset it on the next go. But, you know, I could say, well, I can play either a reset card or a blue suit. But since it's the 8, you know, really, this is a pretty tough game actually. It's very simple to explain, but it's tough to play. But that's a pretty high card as well. But then, you know, the next player may say, well, I can play another orange card. So you play the reset card. So, okay, I'll play the reset card. And then the next player, I believe I had to draw those, but okay. Let's just say he plays the 8 then. So far, so good. And that just continues and continues until nobody can play a valid card anymore, or until you finish the 10 columns of cards, and then everybody wins. So here in the rules, there is even an example of a winning game. So as you can see, each column has one of these reset cards, and the colors, of course, match in each row. So each suit has one row, and the numbers go up from low to higher value until they reset. And then you can place them again, starting from a lower value. So that's how you win the game. And a failed game, for example, is here when, you know, this has been played and nobody can play anything anymore because you know, you just don't have the cards. So that's Okey Dokey. It's just, you know, this booklet of rules. It's very simple to explain, but you have to pay attention. It's not easy to win this. Even with 3 equal cards in there, it does get easier. but you'll have to find a certain strategy, you know, what is handy, you know, which cards should I play next, what is strategically a smart thing to do. So this looks like a very cute and simple, you know, like a kiddie's card game, like something very simple. But this is a very deceptive box. It is a very deceptive, you know, artwork here. It looks so cute, but this is a brutal game. This is quite hard to pull off. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's a nice filler. Doesn't play very long, but that doesn't mean it's not interesting. I really enjoy this. It's kind of game that when you lose, you want to try it again. You know, it has a high let's play this again factor. So yeah, in that regards, I really enjoyed it. It's a small game to bring along. It's you know, it's pocket sized. It's fun. It is relatively nice. I mean, the illustrations are a bit simple, but it's clear. And yeah, I've been enjoying this game. I'll give it a big thumbs up. So that was Okey Dokey by Tasty Minstrel Games. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and see you next time on Board Game Heaven.